Thank you for tuning in and spending a little time with us. And what a beautiful, beautiful day to wind down the work week for most everyone. For those of you who have to go in on tomorrow, you're going to get to do so under some beautiful weather that continues to ride on into the weekend. Sunday, not so much. That's the hiccup in the entire forecast. And after we get over that, we're going to be spoiled all of next week with some more beautiful fall weather. And fall officially arrives on Tuesday. And for once, it's just going to be a perfect weather forecast and on par for the season. More details on your forecast in just a few moments. I spent much of the day in Johnson County earlier today. A roundup in Johnson County. Those indictments, part of several other indictments, which were released this week by a sitting Johnson County grand jury. That also involves the arrest of a long-standing defense attorney in Johnson County, her son, who is still being sought after. Those indictments also include some charges levied against some Sagersville individuals as well. I'll tell you about all of those situations and more in just a few moments. A reminder that what a beautiful night it would be to spend on the gridiron, but in McGoffin County, an off week is going to prevent that for Hornet fans, but I'll tell you about everyone else in the viewing area and where they're headed and where they're not headed for this week. A couple of teams having an off week this Friday night. We'll talk about that, a lot of other news and information, the calendar before I leave you for the weekend, and some other information that we first need to cover from elsewhere in the Eastern Kentucky area. And the first headline tonight is that of the lockdown at the Sheldon Clark High School earlier today. Kentucky State Police have, after their investigation that began early this morning, since confirmed that a single assault-style bullet was discovered in a boys' bathroom at the Sheldon Clark High School this morning, immediately after which the school was placed on lockdown until around 2 o'clock this afternoon, when parents were, many of which were standing by, were allowed to pick up their children or they were bussed home. All I know at this hour is that the Kentucky State Police and local authorities in Martin County spent several hours reviewing surveillance video of all of those individuals, those young men who had entered that specific boys' restroom. Each and all were questioned. While we do not have the identity of the believed juvenile, Kentucky State Police and other authorities say that they do believe they know the identity of the student who is responsible for intentionally bringing the bullet and leaving the bullet in the boys' bathroom with full intentions of inciting fear and or panic as ensued afterwards. Now, there were no injuries that were associated. I have been told that there were some students that had some pre-existing health conditions that were taken to their respective physician or hospital in that area to be checked out, but that no other weapons were found and there were no other situations, and it is believed that classes will resume on Monday on regular schedule. We're on schedule to see the November 4th general election here before you know it. In lieu of that, Kentucky's Secretary of State Allison Grimes and our chief election official announced today that you can now, that is, eligible voters can now request mail-in absentees for the upcoming general election. Voters can request an absentee ballot application from your respective county court clerk. You can do it in person, you can do it via telephone, fax, or email. Applications for paper or mail-in absentee ballots must be received by the clerk's office by no later than close of operations and business on October the 28th, and the completed absentee ballot must be received back by the county clerk by 6 o'clock local time on election day to be counted in the November 4 election. Now, machine absentee voting not always, but most often begins in counties no later than 12 working days prior to an election. Local election boards have the option of changing that date, but most follow that 12-day guideline. Sagersville City Council, which was to meet this past Monday, had their meeting postponed. I've received the agenda. Just a reminder that they'll be meeting this coming Monday at 7 p.m. Several items on the agenda, a few of which just scanning through it. Second vote on the amendment to the payroll tax ordinance. Second vote for the budget ordinance. Also setting property tax rates, I believe, as well. Discussion of property adjoining the waterworks property on College Heights, which is deeded to the city, mayor's report, and other items. All of that to be covered in Monday night's meeting. And the McGoffin County Fiscal Court session, which was set for earlier this week on Wednesday and which was canceled, has now been set for this coming Wednesday, and I think meeting time has been set for 2. They're opening bids for Blacktop and also bids for a new McGoffin County Rescue Squad Suburban for them to use to serve the county. Wrestling, as I told you earlier in the week, is coming to Sagersville this Saturday. The Bluegrass Championship Wrestling event is tomorrow, bell time, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. It's not coming to Sagersville. It's coming to Paintsville. My apologies. It's coming to the area, but for a whole lot of Paintsville and Sagersville residents and those throughout the viewing area, it is tomorrow, bell time, 8 o'clock at the Paintsville Recreation Center. The main event, Michael Jameson versus Eugene Waldo. Special grudge matches, Matty B versus Crash Jackson and Sammy Styles. The list indeed goes on. All tickets are $7. Kids 5 and under get in for free. And once again, that is tomorrow, 8 o'clock at the Paintsville Recreation Center. It's Friday, kind of like Mondays in that respect, when I'm maybe not permitted, but have a few more mistakes than usual. Local headlines, including the roundup and subsequent indictments returned by a sitting Johnson County grand jury, are following these words.
Curb your appetite for a good deal and some home cooking at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where we started the under $5 daily special. Saturdays get a 10-piece hot and spicy wing dinner with all the fixins, only $4.69, $3.99 after 4 o'clock. And on Sundays, our famous chicken and dumpling special with homemade cobbler and ice cream, only $4.49, $3.99 after 4. And we cater gatherings big or small at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. It's an ages-old battle that rages on. Apple or pumpkin? And now you can decide which pie makes the best blizzard treat. Taste them both for a limited time at your Sagersville DQ, home of the $3 breakfast and the $5 lunch, and where breakfast is served hot Monday through Thursday, 6 till 11, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday until noon, and where everything else is served all day, every day. Your Sagersville Dairy Queen. In offering a sincere thank you for allowing him to serve as your coroner for nearly 8 years, Mark Jenkins is asking for your continued support after he has successfully completed over 450 hours of criminal justice training, giving him the experience and knowledge to respectfully and thoroughly work over 400 coroner cases. And in conjunction with other agencies, help to secure funding for a mobile morgue unit in the event of an extreme emergency and establish the area's first ever child fatality review team. With your help, he'll continue to treat the most delicate of situations for a family with the same compassion, concern, and due diligence. Please vote Mark Jenkins, Democrat, for Magoffin County Coroner. Save big at Premier Auto, an 02 Hyundai Sonata, only $37.50. An 07 Pontiac G5, only $39.50. And an 09 Buick LaCrosse, just $99.50. An 06 Rhino, only 1,200 miles, just $69.50. And 100 miles per gallon, no driver's license, and no insurance needed. New scooters cut $500 to just $9.95 at Premier Auto in Paintsville. Wheel alignments, oil changes, brakes, suspension work, and tires. Thousands of tires by all the major manufacturers, all in stock and at incomparable prices. All backed with 33 years of service and experience, the area's largest tire selection, and 6 months no interest at Conley's in Paintsville. Spend less time waiting or in line for your prescriptions or refills and get the care you need with the quality and convenience that matters most at Parkway Pharmacy, your exclusive provider of the finest in vitamins and supplements by Windmill Vitamins. Come in or drive through 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday or call Parkway Pharmacy 349-4400. Sagersville National lets you go mobile with their new banking app. That's right, you can view your account and balance, transfer money, pay bills, and yes, deposit checks right from your phone from wherever you are. Just download the Sagersville National Bank app on your Android, iPad, iPhone, or other device. Any phone that can connect to the internet has the capability, and you can start saving time and money today with Sagersville National Bank's new mobile app. Wherever you are, we're there for you at Sagersville National Bank.
Remember when they invented the peanut butter cup? Bringing peanut butter and chocolate together. Pure genius. Well, the Sonom Enduro has done the same thing for wireless. Right now at Appalachian Wireless, you'll find the tough, dependable Sonom Enduro. This flip phone is great for the job or weekend warrior, but you can also access the internet and take great pictures with a 2-megapixel camera. Get it now, the best of both worlds, just like the peanut butter cup. Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
The sitting Johnson County grand jury returned several indictments this week, as you can well imagine, and has been the pattern for not just Johnson, but McAuliffe and most all other counties for longer than we can date. Most all were for trafficking in a controlled substance. In fact, 16 of those indicted in those indictments were charged with trafficking in a controlled substance, single or multiple counts. 4 were indicted on methamphetamine-related charges. There were various other charges as well. Theft, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, promoting contraband, bail jumping, and escape. And there were 2 drug-related indictments from the Johnson County area that involved Sayersville residents as well. Some of those indictments, though, garnering the most attention is the fact that a Johnson County defense attorney who has served as in that position and in that capacity for more than 3 decades herself now may be looking for legal representation. She was released on her own recognizance, we are learning at this hour, after being arrested by the Johnson County Sheriff's Department per their nearly 6-month investigation.
Each investigation complete with video and audio surveillance and the help of the public.
Public's input is very important because we can't be everywhere. With our budget cuts and stuff that we've had here in the last little bit, we've had to lay off a couple of deputies, which takes people off the road that we had out there. There's basically eyes and ears. So every tip that we've got from the public and every tip that we get from the public, we act on it. Some of them's panned out and been, we've made cases out of them, which led to arrests and stuff. Some of them are just information, historical information about goings on in the community and stuff, but you can take that information and base it on the investigation and try to put together a good case on it. Now, we'll take any kind of tip that we can get. I mean, if it's from a crime tip to a drug tip, we don't care. We encourage people to give us a call anytime they have information, to make sure they give us a call. We'll take it from where we can get it. And most of these warrants that we executed over the past couple of days were for the drug that's gaining in popularity of the Suboxone strips. A lot of those were warrants that we worked on and the multiple buys that we've had on these people. And we have continued to go after them, and we'll keep on going after them as long as we're here.
And it's that same public input that Sheriff Dwayne Price says led to the indictment and arrest of a longtime practicing Johnson County attorney and her son, who is indicted but still considered to be at large, Mary Lou and Matthew Chandler.
Like anything else that we get in this office, this tip with her came from the public. We've had several people that we have arrested saying, how come some people can get away with it and others get busted, and that's why I don't know, what are you talking about? And a few of them had brought her name up. So we thought, So what we did is we used some of these people to get in with our audio video equipment, and sure enough, she was doing exactly what they said. Basically doing what everybody that we've picked up has done, selling oxycodones. Now, when we went to her house last night, if you want to call it fruits of the labor, we got there and there's a humongous marijuana plant growing in a flower pot on the back porch. So now her and her son will have additional charges in district court on that as well. He was not there last night. We checked again this morning early, and he still wasn't there. So if we can't find him by over the weekend, we're just going to consider him that he's ran, and we're just going to put him in the NCIC system as a wanted person, and we'll do that nationwide.
Some other individuals involved in the Johnson County Sheriff's Roundup was Robert Luther Combs, indicted on charges of trafficking in a controlled substance. This man, a Sean King, indicted on trafficking in a controlled substance charges, as well as being a persistent felony offender. A George Whitaker was also indicted. He was said to be turning himself in sometime this evening or in the near future. And a couple of other individuals, which the sheriff said were living in Floyd County, that authorities there were searching for as of last update. Going back to the Chandler, 63-year-old attorney Mary Lou Chandler was indicted on a charge of trafficking in a controlled substance in the first, as well as 2 counts of complicity to traffic in a controlled substance. And I believe, as Dwayne Price said, also facing a charge of cultivating marijuana or possession of marijuana, one or the other, in regards to the plant discovered on her property. Now, she was initially lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, and I was initially told being held on a $300,000 bond. However, I spoke with jail officials just before close of normal business for them this afternoon before 4 o'clock, and they told me that she had since been released on her own recognizance and not been ordered to pay bond, the change of which we're not quite certain how it happened, but we are told she was released ROR this afternoon. Her son, 34-year-old Matthew Chandler, was indicted on 6 counts of trafficking in a controlled substance, as well as being a persistent felony offender. And out of all the indictments that were returned by the Johnson County grand jury, 2 of them were drug-related for Sagersville residents, one being 22-year-old Terry Neal Porter of Sagersville on charges of promoting contraband in the first degree for allegedly being in possession of tramadol and methamphetamine while being detained at the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on the 18th day of April.
Another McGoffin County resident facing drug-related charges via one of those indictments, 40-year-old Darlene Lynn Russell of Sagersville, on charges of forgery of a prescription, 12 separate counts for allegedly presenting a forged prescription on several different dates from February the 13th through March the 1st of last year. Her picture was not available through the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, as she had not been lodged in that facility prior to. Well, we've still got more local news and headlines and a gorgeous weather forecast that I like to bring you. It's going to be a nice one. Excited to do it. But we'll first talk about tonight's McGoffin County Farm Bureau sponsored Community Calendar.
And it starts with a birthday wish, and it reads just exactly as follows. My message was, say a happy birthday wish. A happy 59th birthday to Lobid from guess who? Happy birthday. And while I've already got a full week's worth of announcements nearly for next week's community calendar, a couple of reminders for you for tonight. It's going to be a beautiful day to help support the family of Trey Aldrich tomorrow in a memorial motorcycle ride set in his honor. They'll gather at the Allen Central High School at 11 to register, and they'll depart at 1 o'clock. All proceeds from the motorcycle ride going to benefit Trey Aldrich's family. Honoring our military, another beautiful event and another beautiful day for it. It's in Paintsville on the Big Sandy Community Technical College Mayo campus. It starts at 1. You can register at 2, and this is for anyone in recognition of the dedication and sacrifice of those who have served or who are serving in our military and their families. Great food, great entertainment featuring the 202nd Army Band of Kentucky, and it's all tomorrow over in Paintsville. And it's once again on the campus of the Big Sandy Community Technical College Mayo campus. A benefit auction is set for tomorrow at the North McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department here in McGoffin County. Starts in the morning at 11. They'll have gospel music, refreshments, and an auction throughout the afternoon. It's all in an effort to raise funds in support of DJ Lemaster, who is battling cancer at this time. They hope that you can support Mr. Lemaster and the cause. That just puts me through our calendar for this evening, and it also gives me just a moment. No, it does not. Well, it most certainly does not. The Pigeon Enterprise Baptist Youth Group has a horse show here in Sagersville. We'll talk about another beautiful evening for an event. 5 o'clock down at the Equestrian Park here in McGoffin County. All proceeds go to benefit the Pigeon Enterprise Baptist Youth Group. A horse show tomorrow evening. Drive by, check it out. Starts at 5 tomorrow. And that does it for calendar announcements, with the exception of saying if you've got a birthday, anniversary, or announcement, anytime, send it to us. Any way you want to get it to us, I'll put it on and let everyone know what you've got planned. A few words from a few more of our sponsors, and then a few more headlines, and a weather forecast that really puts us out on a high note after these messages.
If you have been in a serious wreck, do you really think that you are in good hands of the insurance companies when you have lost wages, medical bills, and pain and suffering from your head to your toes? The answer is no. If you want to truly be in good hands, give me a call. I'm attorney Donald Wayne McFarland. Let me put my 20 years of experience in working to protect the rights of injured people to work for you. 349-9000.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Regardless of where you want to ride, you can be riding on a brand new Kawasaki or Polaris for less at M&M Power Sports in Staffordsville. New Kawasaki's for the dirt, the street, or both, and ATVs and side-by-sides for every stage of enthusiasts to fish, hunt, haul, or play. And with rebates up to $1,300 and financing as low as 3.99%, it's never been easier to ride it, buy it, and start your next adventure at Kentucky's Power Sports Authority since 1964, M&M Power Sports.
With a low-rate mortgage from Citizens National Bank, you can downsize your mortgage payment, not your home. New home or refi, Citizens gives you the personal service you deserve. And no gotcha fine print. Just low rates. Stop by your nearest branch to apply today. Citizens National Bank. We take banking personally. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
There's an unlimited selection of new and pre-owned vehicles right at your fingertips with 9 acres of inventory and 7 different franchises all at one location. Hutch, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Call Chevy, Buick, and GMC at 297-4066 or Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram at 297-5066. Where selection, satisfaction, and service after you're sold are all guaranteed. Tomorrow is the last day for the annual Fall Open House at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville, and that means everything in the store, everything is at least 20% off, and everything Halloween and fall is at least 30% off. Clearance items are at least another 10% off, and as always, they've got the most delicious of treats and refreshments to be served. Tomorrow is the last day of the year that you can take part in the annual Fall Open House, the seasonal shop, so be sure and stop in. Join us in sending out special birthday wishes this September to those who matter the most, to all of our beloved residents and staff at Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Walter Wireman, Gladys Helton, Luther Reisner, Calvin White, Avenel Coburn, Nathaniel Ashby, Alma Jenkins, Marie Marshall, Inez Montgomery, and Elazine Holbrook. Happy, happy birthday.
Well, it's indeed going to be a beautiful night for some football, but for some fans in the viewing area, well, it's not. Mainly for the fact that a couple of teams do have an off week, getting a little rest and recuperation after 3 weeks of play for most everyone.
The Kentucky Wildcats aren't the only one getting an off week this week. Remember, they're playing next Saturday at noon against Vandy. For the Eagles, they're at Harlan County tonight. Kickoff set for 7:30. This is after a 3-0 start in the season and a most recent win over Perry County, 57-12 for the Golden Eagles and Coach Matney in Class 4A high school football. Going on to some other area teams in the viewing area, that is. The McGoffin County Hornets are off this week. Now, this is after a loss to Estill County, and a big one, 6-48, and after some big injuries that they have sustained to some of their big players. They're now even on the season, 2-2, 0-2 in regional play, and they're off for some much-needed rest, and they'll be hosting Knott Central. It's a home game next week, hosting Knott Central on the 26th here in McGoffin County at the new McGoffin County High School Athletic Complex on Route 114. We wish them well, and we're excited to see them return to the field after a week off. What a night it would be to be watching some football from the stands. Going on to some other teams, Morgan County and the Cougars are also off this week. They're hosting Jackson County next week on the 26th. This after an 0-4 start on, so far, I'm sure, a rough season for the Cougars. And the Tigers of Paintsville set to kick off against Allen Central at 7:30. Paintsville team and Coach Joe Chirico, 2-1 on the season, 0-1 in regional play. This after a win by 10 over Shelby Valley last week. And if I didn't do it again, 2 nights in a row, I left the S out of mostly. It's a good thing it's Friday around here. We have started off today on 48-degree note. In the 40s this morning, rather chilly. Hit around 80 degrees. Beautiful day today. We'll drop back to about 58 tonight under mostly clear skies. Mostly clear, that is, with the exception of that patchy fog rolling in after 2 a.m. tonight. The fog is starting to wane, starting not to be quite as heavy and dense as it was. It has been significant, reducing visibility greatly. Here's your Saturday. I don't know what else you could ask for. September the 20th, we'll should go down in the record books as just beautiful. 82 degrees, a little fog in the morning, but otherwise just sunny, partly cloudy late, a low of 62. Tomorrow's the day to do something outside, anything outside. Tomorrow's the day to do it. Now, the cold front that we've been talking about does come through Sunday. Temperatures are going to fall a degree or two, but the big thing is we'll see partly sunny skies, and then we'll see showers and thunderstorms, mainly anytime after 7 o'clock Sunday morning. Throughout the morning and evening hours, they should wind down by late Sunday night, and then Monday should be clear across the board. They're going to be in and out of here all day Sunday. 70, though. Look on the backside of the cold front. Temperatures fall to around 70, a low of 49 Monday night. Sunny, mostly clear and calm. Like I said, it's just going to be a Sunday event, a cold front that's going to be here and gone before the next day. Tuesday, temperatures start to climb back up. 73, sunny skies, a low of 49. Mostly clear skies start to finish, and just absolutely gorgeous. We ride that pattern on out of the forecast period into your Wednesdays. 75, sunny skies, 53 for the low, clear late, picture perfect yet again. And if we haven't been spoiled by then, well, Thursday, sunny, a high of 77, a low in the mid-50s, and more gorgeous weather. That's as far as the forecast goes, but here's to hoping that pattern continues right on throughout the rest of fall, which officially starts Tuesday. Thank you all for being a part of the program. Enjoy your weekend, and we hope to see you back here Monday for more of Your News Today. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in and spending a little time with us. Good night.